Assalamualaikum and a very good morning IB to our respected lecturers, Dr. Afik and Dr. Tahira, and our fellow friends. Today we from K2 Group 2 will be presenting on Dark Side of the Deep Sea. Let's start with the introduction first. Deep sea starts from the breaking point between continental shelf and slope, which is 200 meters beneath the ocean. Deep sea can be divided into 4 layers, which are mesopelagic or known as twilight zone, with depth range between 200 meters to 1000 meters. The next layer is bathypelagic or known as midnight or dark zone, that extends from 1000 meters to 4000 meters down, while abyssal zone lies from 4000 meters to 6000 meters. The deepest layer is known as hadal-pelagic zone, that lies from 6,000 meters to the bottom of the deepest part of the ocean, which is Mariana Trench with depth of 10,911 meters. There are no plants that live in the deep sea as there are no sunlight for photosynthesis. The animals that live there are those who are bioluminescent, black or red colored, or those who have great adaptation to extreme environments such as low temperature, high pressure, and lack of food. Anglerfish, firefly squid, Japanese spider crab, giant tube worms, and giant isopod are a few diverse creatures that can be found in the extreme zones. An unidentified sea cucumber is the deepest living animal that discovered by Jack and Don at 10,400 meters deep.
So I'm going to explain about human exploration. While thousands of climbers have successfully scaled Mount Everest, the highest point on Earth, and a few astronauts have stepped on the moon's surface, only 2 people have descended to the planet's deepest point, the Challenger Deep in Pacific Ocean's Mariana Trench. What is exactly Mariana Trench? Mariana Trench is a crescent-shaped scar in Earth's crust and also known as the Challenger Deep. This is where the floor of the trench drops away and we find the very deepest part of the ocean. The distance between the surface of the ocean and the trench deepest point, nearly 7 miles, equal to 11 kilometers, which measured by echo sounder. The first and only time humans descended into the Challenger Deep was more than 50 years ago. In 1960, Jacques Piccard and Navy Lieutenant Don Walsh reached this goal in a U.S. Navy submersible bathyscaphe called Trieste. It took them 4 hours and 47 minutes to reach the bottom, but the trip was more eventful than they would hope for. They spent only 20 minutes and did not manage to take any pictures due to the darkness and clouds of silt stirred up by their movement. So I'm going to pass to Shafi.
Okay, so as they passed 30,000 feet, the entire craft suddenly shocked violently. The acrylic viewing window cracked under the pressure. However, after taking a minute to assess the situation, Walsh and Piccard decided to continue on until they reached 35,814 feet. In a delightful surprise, their communication system actually worked, even at such an extreme depth, and they were able to make contact with the surface, though it took their messages a full 7 seconds to get there. However, the biggest surprise was that Piccard and Walsh saw life among the ooze at the bottom of the deep. At the bottom, they spent a while gazing at delicate shrimp-like creatures. They even noted seeing multiple flatfish, though sadly modern science now believes they mistakenly labeled a sea cucumber or another kind of invertebrate. It answers the debate whether life could exist in the extreme pressure. Lastly, there are no other vessels are able to make it deeper than Trace did until 2019, where the SV limiting factor met 4 dives, the deepest of which made it 50 feet further than the Trace. Thank you.
Okay, for the human exploitation, I will talk about deepwater horizon. Okay, deepwater horizon oil spill, also called Gulf of Mexico oil spill, the largest marine oil spill in the history, caused by an explosion on the deepwater horizon oil rig at April 20, 2010. It's located in the Gulf of Mexico, approximately 66 kilometers off the coast of Louisiana, in and its subsequent sinking on April 22. On the night of April 20, a surge of natural gas blast through a concrete core recently installed by contractor Halliburton in order to seal the wheel for later use. The core were likely too weak to withstand the pressure because they were composed of a concrete mixture that used nitrogen gas to accelerate curing. Once released by the fracture of the core, the natural gas traveled up the deepwater rig riser to the platform, where it ignited, killing 11 workers and injuring 70 people.
Okay, so this largest marine oil spill incident causes about 1,300 miles, or what we more or less understand is 2,100 kilometers for Gulf Coast of the US is covered in oil. So this situation brings effect to more than a third of federal waters were closed to fishing and lead to economic prospect for Gulf Coast state were die out. Around the Gulf of Mexico, a massive harm was done to the wildlife. Reading of the death for birds and turtle are recorded up to 80, 100,000 and 65,000 respectively. So this pollution has been bring effect until today, since the journal Nature in 2020 shows that the fishes in Gulf of Mexico been affected by the contamination by polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. So 134 million to 206 million gallons of oil that released into Gulf of Mexico cost over $40 billion to clean and recover to the environment. Oil company BP had paid $65 billion to people who impacted by this spill. So this is all for the human exploitation.
In conclusion, we have done a lot of activities to discover more about the deep sea. At the same time, the activities such as deep sea mining and overfishing had destroyed the habitats of marine life, and some of them even died. This is the fact that overexploitation has been done to the deep sea. It's clear that we have to find out a way to prevent this situation to become more serious. Renewable resources could be the best way to replace the oil and gas that come from extraction of petroleum. With the renewable resources, we are able to protect our ocean and discover more about the deep sea at the same time. Thank you.